Alright. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. If you haven't been here before, my name is Daisuke, and I am the lead game programmer for Asheville Clock Tower Studios. And we'll be doing a little bit of a dev spotlight stream tonight, working on some more of the game's mechanics today. Hey, what's going on? Alright, so let's go take a little peek around here. There you go, Reagan's always fun. Not my cup of tea, I'll tell you that much. Alright, let's see. This guy, cool, he still has what I had in it before. Let me just run it one more time. Show everybody a little bit of what's working here. Try to do both things at the same time. Not many people's cup of tea. Yeah, I hear you. Definitely. Let me drop this down a little bit so I can see better. Perfect. Showing up today and Tiff isn't even here. I just want to make sure you guys know I'm a fan anyhow. Definitely appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it. Incorporating butt factories into everyday conversation. That is the thing that came from one of my streams, yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Alright, let's slap these guys on. So we've got throwing knives, and we've got pebbles. The rest of I love that clip way too much, yeah. Oh, it's a gem, alright. I can't wait for the documentary titled My Days at the Butt Factory. It's not gonna make any sense. Okay, so currently our nav meshes are actually broken right now, so the enemies are not able to move around, which is fine with me, because then they can't fight me. So I get to just stand here and throw things at them. So we have two things set up here. We have these pebbles. They do 1 damage automatically, which isn't a lot, so they don't do much. But they will get the attention of an enemy that hasn't noticed you yet. So I'll go throw it at a guy who hasn't seen me yet. Absolutely must do that. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Let's smack this guy. Now, if he was able to actually move, he would get mad at me and turn around, but... now, the throwing knives actually do damage based on your finesse damage right now. Subject to change, obviously. But for now, they're more of a weapon, whereas the pebbles are more of like a get attention kind of tool. Awesome. Alright. So that's what we currently have going on. Let's see. Yes, absolutely glad to have you here. See him in action's awesome. Yeah, definitely. It's really cool the way I was able to make them be like gravity affected, but not too heavily. So like you can throw it and it kind of has like a downward curve a little bit. No, definitely. Video games are great. Don't get me started. I could go on for hours about video games as like an art form, as an expression, as forms of commentary. Like, there's a million things that are great about games. It really is an art form in itself. Which is crazy, because as a kid, games were just fun. But as an adult, it's like you can do a lot, and a lot happens in the back of them. Yeah, the effects look good. The sounds are pretty good overall. I don't like the fact that you might have to start looking at, like, get more specific about when the thrown item hits certain things, like the ground versus trees, or rocks versus metal versus enemies, because right now like the rock always has like a dirt sound to it no matter what. And right now all I differentiate is enemies and everything else. So if I throw a knife into a boulder and the dirt and a tree, it'll always make the same sound. And if I hit an enemy, no matter what the enemy's made of, it'll do the same sound. So that'll be something we'll probably polish later. Yes, the idea is that you would be able to pull an enemy out of like their patrol pattern by hitting them with a pebble, and it would draw their attention so they could come to you so you could fight them individually. Especially like those fish guys. Those fish guys are awful to fight, difficulty-wise. And then the knives allow you to do the same type of mechanic, except you get a little bit of like a free damage out of it too, at least in the current build. Alright, so anyway, I was told there'd be bombs here, so I'm going to go find bombs. Now, I was also told where they are, but I'm too lazy to go find exactly where they are by message, so I'm just going to be really lazy and look them up this way. And it's probably not going to work out for me. Well, there's a mesh. I think it's all I need, right? Yeah, I think that's all I need. Let's go find my pebble. I need you. I need you. Actually, I don't think I need you. We're going to try making it without that and see if it works. So let's take the 2 of these and duplicate them. Nisargan surprises. Oh, yeah. Alright, so now I've got these 2 guys here. Pebble, Projectile, and Pebble 2. It's weird that it has like the same name. Bizarre. Alright, let's rename this guy. Nisargan Bomb Projectile. And let's then rename the Pebble to be Nisargan Bomb. There's Nisargan Bomb Projectile, and then we'll take this one and we'll go rename. Oh no, I need to rename Pebble 2. I need Pebble 1 to be a Pebble. That's important. Nisargan Bomb. Bomb? There we go. So many folders, yeah. Tons of stuff in here. Alright, so now I've got, if I look up Bomb, I should now have both of them together. Nisargan Bomb and Nisargan Bomb Projectile. Perfect. So let's crack open the bomb first. Probably not a good way to phrase that. Let's see. Did it put it somewhere I'm not seeing it? Ah, it buried it somewhere. There it is. Bing. Okay, there's my bomb. Let's minimize this. Let's open the projectile as well. And we'll minimize... Well, we'll go back to the bomb first. So, the things I have to set up here, I've got to change the DI. Assuming I even need one, which I'm going to leave it blank and test it out, because I don't think I actually need one. We're going to find out in a minute. The projectile, I made that bomb projectile, so we're going to set that here. Nisargan Bomb. The name we're going to call Nisargan Bomb. That sounds reasonable. So I need a long description and a short description. So for long description, let's go boom. And then for short description, we'll just do boom. Fair. Consumable, yes. Stackable, yes. Droppable, yes. Consumable, yes. An icon. Do I have anything? Bomb base, emissive, normal, ORM. I don't think I have a texture per se for this. That may be something we'll have to add later. What do I have for textures that I can use in the meantime? T underscore. No, I want stuff that starts with T. There's a bunch of textures. Ah, yes, a good skylighting. A good skylighting sounds great. Ooh, did I see a pedal thing? Bianca's task to it. Bring it in soon enough and apply it. The grayed out potion. But what if I wanted to have, like, something really crazy? Like this. Nope, that looks terrible. Alright. Not equip, I think that was part of the... potion, not equip. There we go. That'll get the job done for now. So let's compile this. Yeah, I figure, you know, that little boom is short and sweet, and the long boom is long. It's a more detailed boom, so you get a better idea of the boom that's happening. So this is still using parent use item, which is fine. That's all we need. The montage is already set right there. Everything else is already set. So Nisargan Bomb I should be done with already. Although I will switch to the level real quick, and I will pop it into that little pickup before I forget to do it. Alright, so let's add the Nisargan bombs. Boom. And we'll put 3 in there. Now we'll put 5 in there so I can actually test it a few times. Okay, so there's 3 of those in there. So now let's jump back to... Should leave it at boom. Yeah, right. Gets the point across. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll modify a few things in here first before we get into the details of this part. I copied Pebble. No, but that's fine though. You know what? I like that I copied Pebble. I think it actually works out. So what I'll do is for damage, we'll just put like 50, and it'll be a raw 50 no matter what. So it'll be less useful as the game goes on in terms of damage, but we're also going to make it do some other stuff. My technical explanations and different point of view. I appreciate it. I'm very much a tech person, so I try to. I'm a tech person, but I'm used to teaching people how to do things. So I try and take like the technical aspects of what's going on the screen for you guys and break it down in a way that anyone could pick up on what's going on here. Um, so what we're going to do here is this is the chain of events that occurs when you throw the bomb. So this is the projectile that gets created and then flies forward. So what we need to do is we need to make a few changes to this. To start with, we're going to go in and change the knife. Because right now it's got well, it's called knife, but it's the rock from the pebble. We're going to change this to be the bomb. And a Sargon bomb. When it loads. There it is. It's in there somewhere. Okay, there. I was waiting for it to load the material, I guess. Now, the pebble was really big, so I scaled it far down. So let's put this back to 1. Okay, cool. That's a good size for that then. Let's just see it go. Cool. It has a little trail. It looks good. Thank you very much. It's very interesting to watch Tiff and Allie do their streams because it's not anything that I usually mess with. So I get to see things that I'm usually not involved with, like the rigging and stuff. I've done, I think, 1 model or 2 models in my lifetime, and they weren't anywhere near what Allie can put out. And same thing, I've designed a couple of levels for school projects, and I don't have any kind of level design experience like Tiff does. So it's really cool. No autosave. Oh, fine, save now. Just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid. Yeah, it wasn't so bad. That was actually really quick. Oh yeah. Well, it's funny because when I first when I was waiting for the stream to start, I was saying hi to people and chatting with people as Astro Clock Tower Studios, and then I think Allie got on it and was like, "Hey, hey, hey," and I was like, "I'm talking anyway. That's fine." It was really funny, like good timing kind of thing. Okay, so here's our bomb. It flies just fine. I like I kind of, no, I like that. I kind of want to apply one thing to it though, and that's a rotating component if I can get away with it. Let's see if I can. Rotating component, let's slap it on. Yeah, it goes to the whole scene, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Rotating start, rotating end. Actually, I don't think I need the component. I think I want a rotating movement piece. Let's see, yeah, it goes to the whole thing. Let's see if I can make this do anything that I want. So the rotation rate. Well, let's see what it looks like when it's rotating like this, because it should be doing a 180. Okay, so it's not actually doing anything with this one. So what we'll do is... No, I'm not seeing it though. It should be doing the entire thing. Yeah, it's the entire piece, if I'm not mistaken. Right, right, okay. So... Bizarre, though, that it's not actually giving me the rotation. Usually you can see it. Maybe it was just because it was... Let me see. No, it's definitely not. Might just have to skip on that for now. I was looking to see if I could... We are Borg. Oh man, what am I missing over here? We turned into the Borg. Trekkie's that. Partial Trekkie, yeah, I'm in the same boat. My wife watches it, and I've caught a bunch of it, like, secondhand watching it. So I guess I'm like a secondhand Trekkie or something. Is that a thing? Man, I could have sworn one of those rotators allowed me to make it spiral. And I'm pretty sure it's a rotating movement, but it did not seem to respond like how I wanted. Oh, I don't want to rotate locally. Maybe it'll work better if I rotate in world. It doesn't seem like it's rotating there. Yeah, I'm definitely not seeing it. That's bizarre. You know what? That'll be something we'll have to come back to and figure out what's going on with it. So I've definitely done it for different things before, but for some reason it just doesn't seem to like this one. Okay. Well, that's something we'll put on the polish list and we'll figure out later. So the bomb projectile is all set there. So right now I've got it doing 150 50 damage on impact. So let's go look at that and just make sure it's all wired up. Yeah, for some reason it wasn't giving me. Let me see. It just wasn't like reacting to the rotating component at all. Or I mean the rotating movement at all. Normally for a rotating movement, it usually yeah, it's set to mobility for move. Yep. All the way down the chain. Yeah, it'll work next time I open the project. Yeah, probably. That'll be my luck. Now, usually if I turn on the rotation, I can make this actor rotate in space. So like if I... So let's say I turn this to 0 for a moment. I guess it still wants to go. Okay, sure. I would think that turning it to 0 would make it stop moving, but... Maybe this component, maybe this piece just doesn't like me or something. Oh, okay. So let's skip that. That could probably be what's causing that then. I didn't realize there was a thing under that for projectile movement that keeps it going from rotating. That's interesting. Let's try that and see if it only follows the yaw rotation and see if I can still get it to do the other ones. No, it doesn't look like it. Let's turn it off entirely. There we go. Well, it did both of them, and I don't want both of them. Let's actually make it... Let's leave this at 0 and set this minus 90 and see if it does what I'm looking for. No, I think I need it the other way. That kind of did it. Yeah, I think that does it. Let's... Maybe if I try 180. It looks like it kind of gives you like a softball pitch where like it spun backward as you threw it. Let's try it out. I kind of like that. Never played Alien in Isolation. I've seen some footage of it, and I watched, I think, a review about it, but I never got to mess with it myself. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to see that the our bomb here actually works. Oh, actually, you know what? While I've got that open, that'll be 2-second quick change to just make it sound like I want. So let's replace this with an explosion of some sort. Me and scary games are not a thing. But I probably will be playing some sometime soon, unfortunately. You know what? How about I drop this and we start looking at explosions? See what we find. Yeah, I'm doing Bloodborne right now, and that game's not even like really a scary game, but it still jump scares me from time to time because reasons. What do you think for a Nisargan? Maybe like this green? Let me see how this looks. Just, again, this is placeholder stuff, but it's always fun to mess with. Did it not like my projectile thing? Where did it go? Here we go. Zoom out a little bit because it always puts you too close for some reason. Wait for the shaders to compile. To leave hiding place. Yeah, I heard there was a lot of like, you do a lot of like the suspenseful hiding in lockers, hiding in closets, watching out for enemies to come after you. Yeah, starting Friday. I haven't made any announcements yet about it or posted anywhere social or anything, but inside tip to the people watching the studio stream right now, starting Friday, May 1st until the end of May, I'll be running a month-long charity campaign for COVID-19 relief through the Direct Relief Foundation. So hopefully we'll be getting some donations to help raise money to help knock out COVID. And then after that, in the month of June, I'll be spending all month of June doing St. Jude's Play Live to raise money for them. So it's exciting to be able to get back to doing some fundraising, some charity stuff. This looks pretty good, I think. We're going to use this. P Explosion 4. Let's get this in here. P Explosion 4. P Element Explosion 1-4? What is that? I didn't see that anywhere. Okay, so we need a cool sound effect, so let's also look for explosion. Let's see, explosion. Pretty big explosion. Much bigger explosion. It's like the quiet missile. Oh man. That sounds like... Those sound like our earthquake effects. They might even be those. Jeez. I'm just gonna do that one because it's too funny. Yeah, working on it, man. Nope. Yes. That nice missile explosion sound. That sounds great for this. Okay, so we've got this compiled. So I've got the explosion effect, and then I've got these guys. Let me actually just check something real quick and make sure that this guy isn't a looping. Let me go look, because sometimes if it's a looping one, it causes problems. Looping is false. Okay, good. If it's set to true, it will play, like once you hit something with one Nisargan bomb, it would just continually do the visual effect for the explosion, even though nothing was hitting it anymore or anything. And it would just look like the thing was constantly blowing up for the rest of the game. So we're going to avoid that before it becomes a problem. Alright, so it looks like it cleared, so let's just double check. I'm pretty sure I put that in there already. Great. Let's play from here and see what we get. Go to our consumables. There's our Nisargan bomb. It says boom, short boom. Love it. Great. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, is that the long description? Let me go see. Boom! I love it. It's perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we've got him on. Now, moment of truth, we'll see if it actually throws anything, does anything, etc. Good. It's a... I almost want to say it's a little slow looking, but I guess that's kind of the intent. It does seem a little slower than prior... Maybe it's just my perception of the rotating. I might want to speed it up just a little bit, because it does seem like it's a little fast. It also didn't hit him that time. Did it go over his head? That's interesting. It seems like it didn't actually hit him. I will have to look and see if that rotating component is making it shoot funny, because it looks like it's kind of going high and it's not actually hitting the guy. Let's see. Let's go look up the bomb projectile again. I don't need the explosion open anymore. So the rotating component is doing its job. Let me see if maybe I just need to... what would I want to do with this? Yeah, see, it's not quite lining up with like the trail effect, because the trail effect and the rotating are throwing it off. What if I have it follow velocity? Only yaw, See, it's not really rotating. I mean, it's like, I think it's doing like a rock and forth kind of thing is what it looks like it's trying to do. Let's set this to 0 and see if I can at least get like maybe a spiral on it or something. Man, I cannot really tell what this thing's doing. Alright, that'll do for now. I think we'll leave it like this. As much as I like the rotating, I don't like that it throws off the accuracy of the tool, because then it kind of makes it a little more unreliable, unpredictable than I'd like. Let's see. Okay, let me just give it another run, but it looks like it's going to work just fine. Over to our consumables, we throw the boom on. Interesting, it's almost like it didn't quite hit him at first. Let me go check something. Because it wasn't always hitting him like, it didn't seem like it was always hitting him, which is peculiar. Let me see if, by chance, the rat screen, it is a thing. I think one thing that I'll have to check is the collision sphere is probably, yeah. So I think sometimes maybe it was off or missing just a little because of that not lining up the same with this. Okay, that's better from there. Better from there. Okay, that's much more centered now, so that makes me feel better. And we can increase this collision sphere's size. I'll have to separate them from each other first for that. Whenever it lets me have control back from whatever it's doing. There we go. Okay, so the collision, the knife, which I can just rename bomb. Let's scale the bomb down. Perfect. So it's about the same size as the collision sphere. Then we'll just double the size of the sphere to give us the original shape and size of the original bomb that we had, ideally. But now with the collision sphere the same size as the actor. Okay, so let's give it one more go. Make sure that our current changes are still functional and look good and feel good and everything. Then, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a poison smoke bomb. Oops, I want these on. The booms. Gotta have the booms. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. It is still a tad slow for my liking, but I'm not exactly... What is this? Oh, these are cool! What is this? It's gross. Nice. Oh look, there's more of it over there. Okay, so, I might have to work on actually angling it too, because it looks like it doesn't angle down. Oh, he's blocking too. Stop blocking, you coward. Take a swing at me, you motionless dude. Ah. Oh, I shielded again. I didn't want to kill you anyway. Just kidding. Sucker. Alright. Oh, these, yeah, these doohickeys, this guy. These little crystally black and green guys look really cool. I haven't seen these yet. Haven't noticed them. Awesome. Oop. Apparently it's all part of the foliage. One giant thing. Great. Put that over there. Okay. No, the throwing of the bomb feels like the montage feels great, but I think the speed of the bomb arriving to its target feels maybe a little slow. Like, it's hard to tell. I mean, it should be the same speed as the knife and the pebble, but it might just be because the bomb is a bigger looking object that it's more easy to see that it looks like it's going slow. I'm not sure. That kind of fine tuning it's just polished stuff. Once we have it mechanically working, we can get it to where we like it. Okay, so let's see. Actually, let's go look at this projectile again. Actually, not the projectile. I want to go look at the combat character. There's one thing I was going to look at this tomorrow, but I decided I might as well just look and see how complicated it would be to do now, which shouldn't be that complicated at all. Get player character. Yep. So that's where we throw the item. So in here is where I would make changes. I think I will wait on this until I get some more feedback on it. Whether we want it to get the rotation of the character, which is the direction they're facing, or the rotation of our camera, which would include the up and down axis, which would mean we could throw them up at like ledges or down off cliffs, which is probably what we're going to want to do. Why don't I try that just to see how it goes? Because I can always just plug this back in a second, and it takes 2 seconds to undo it. So that'll get our controls rotation. Because we can't, when we're locked onto a target, our camera is locked onto them as well. So it shouldn't make a difference there, because we aren't able to swing the camera around when we're not looking at something. The only thing that might, we'll see. It might be a little peculiar with the character's animation because she might not lean her body. Obviously, her montage is pretty, it's just her doing she doesn't turn to face the direction up and down, so she might not look up to throw up. I mean, that makes sense, obviously. Just being picky about picky stuff. Let me see. So if I turn the camera this way, it still throws the way that I'm looking, which is good because that's what we want. So when we're in combat with something, it will throw it at our target because we're locked onto that target. And when we're not locked onto something, we can still lob them up on ledges. Or did that actually go up though? It didn't look like it did. It doesn't look very up to me. No, that definitely was down though. Maybe it's not up enough. Oh yeah, that's definitely up there. I don't know where that rock went, but it's gone. Oh boy, it is gone. Cool. I think I like it better with the angle like this because you can throw it further and you can also, interesting. You could target enemies overhead or below and it would still throw to them. The montage would be interesting. You'd probably have to see if there was a way to, because I know there's a notify for rotating the character, but I don't think you can really bend them at the waist with like just a notify. I think that would require something a little more picky, like blending or something. And I don't know too much about how they work. I know you can blend them, but I'm not sure if there's a way to make it like grab the control and bend to match. What we will do is we'll put, just to make it look clean up a little bit, we'll put a rotate owner in here and see if that, because if I'm not mistaken, that should, oh, I lost the notifies. Should make us turn to face the direction our controller is facing. Yeah, the rotate owner should be great for making her turn to line up with the throw. I'm more worried about her doing this to throw up or like doing this to throw down, which I don't think, I think that would be like a blend space thing or something. That I'm not sure. Oh, the throw. I think it looks good. What are you talking about? It looks fine. So let's save this off and let's just see if she turns in place to match our throw. Which if I have any idea what I'm doing with montages, she will. But that's not a good guarantee because montages are not my thing. Let's get all our nice little items equipped. Okay, so let's turn the camera a little bit like this and see if she did not turn at all. So I don't know how anim rotate owner works because it is not. Actually, wait. No, okay, yeah, they're just coming whatever they feel like. So I'll leave that notification where it was because that is not my science. Yeah, whatever this is doing, it is not doing what I want. But, wait, don't I need it to be... I think that's because I did the wrong thing. I think it needs to be a notify state. Where she rotates before the throw. Let's see. So she turns on her heel as she gets ready to throw, and then she throws. Let's see if that works. Maybe I'm just bad at montages. Just leave this stuff to the professionals, I guess. Alright, we'll give it one more play and then we'll move on. We'll just slap the throwing knives on and give it a go. Okay, are you going to turn for the throw? Well then, I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, I'll leave that alone then. Montages are not for me. Okay. So we've got the bomb working. Let's go... Do I still have the bomb open somewhere? I do. That can go away. This can go away for now that I made that change. But I will leave it for now like that. At the very least, mechanically, being able to aim up at enemies on ledges or down in cliffs and things like that will be more practical, even if the montage doesn't quite line up yet. Let's see. So what we're going to do, we have our take damage in here, and our damage is the 50 from the bomb. So what we need to do is at the tail end of each of these three sections, let's do spawn actor from class, and we're going to, so what this will do, this will create a new object in the game, and what we're going to do is we're going to set this to, I'm going to look up cloud, I believe. I should have, we'll do the Venom Dart one because I know how that one works specifically. I did the Leech one as well, but I know that the regular Poison Clouds are actually just persistent, and we don't want that. You want her to rotate the throwing motion based on her angle. Yeah, I just noticed that I don't know how to montage so that she like turns either. I mean, I know how the rotate one's supposed to work, that she rotates in place when she goes to do the thing, because I used them on the Lacodon before, but I was not able to make it do what I wanted just now, so I'll just leave it alone. But having her like turn when she throws the knife, maybe not even her whole body, but like you said, if she could rotate at the waist to where she throws, that would be neat. But I'm not sure how difficult that would be, so I'll leave that alone. I'll stick to what I'm good at. So we got this Poison Cloud Venom we're going to spawn. The spawn transform, we're going to come all the way back over here, and we're going to find L hit location. Okay, so we're going to take the L hit location variable off the local list. Get it. We're going to make a transform, if I can spell. There it is. Rotates from a specific spine bone. Yeah, that's like the spine around the hip would probably be great, because then if you did upper body only, she would turn her upper body to make the throw. That could work, definitely. I assuming I have any idea what I'm talking about. Rotation won't matter because it's a cloud of sorts, and neither will scale. So we'll pop that variable into there. Collision handling override, we want to adjust location, but always spawn, because we always want that cloud there. Owner and instigator. I think I don't really care about instigator. Do I have something that can give me the owner? Hit actor. Hit component material. I don't know if I have a call to... No, I don't think I really need an owner or an instigator, do I? They're probably recommended, but not necessary for it to actually function. Yeah. Okay, so we'll spawn the poison cloud at the scene of the hit. So then what I'll do is I'll stack these guys nice and pretty like this, so that I can just boop. So when it hits an actor, if it was not an enemy, it spawns the cloud where it hit. If it was an enemy, it tries to apply damage, checks to see if they blocked, and then whether or not they block, we still want to spawn a poison cloud at the end. And it's still set for poison cloud. The transform's still made from the location. So let's give this a run and see how it goes. Assuming that I did it right. Man, I feel like I say assuming I know what I'm doing a lot, but if this works out like I want it to, it should have turned our regular bomb into a poison bomb. And I think I already goofed. Pretty sure I goofed because I don't think I set a timer or any method for the... Oh no, it's built into the cloud. Never mind. That's why I picked the Venom Cloud, because it's built in. Pretty sure it's built in. I think so. We're going to find out in a second. Cool. Poison Cloud. Guy's taking poison damage. I believe it only has like a 5 or a 7-second lifespan. Yeah, okay, cool. But he's still poisoned fully, which means that he'll probably die before his poison runs out. Yes. More poison bombs. I love it. Man, it's like we're becoming like a Nisarga ninja. We have like smoke bombs and rocks we can throw and throwing knives. Can I just jack all my points into finesse and just throwing knife and bomb things to death for the whole game, like no weapons? Because I'll play that. I'll play that all day. Is it too late in development cycle to rename this game Nisarga Ninja Gaiden? Just throwing it out there. How's that feel? Yeah, you're real mad about it, aren't you? I like the game a lot better when the enemies can't move. This is more fun. Uh-oh. I'm out of stuff to throw. Or am I? I picked up the knives and stuff, too. Yes. Perfect. Everybody get wrecked. Stationary enemies. Good luck. Ooh, they're a little tougher. Oh, he survived all 3 of them. Ooh, he really survived all of them. They didn't do anything to that guy. Alright, that's enough of that. It works. So I am getting errors that are popping right now. It looks like they're tied to blocking. I'm guessing the enemies are trying to play the block sounds, but they're not able to do the montage to block. So this should go away when we rebuild the meshes. Not too late, yeah. Uh-oh. The chat likes to pause on me. There we go. Let's see. The goal is to be able to give players a lot of customization flexibility. Absolutely. Become ninjas. Yeah, I think when for some reason, anytime I put an item into one of the item holders, it tells me it's building the level all of a sudden, and it builds navigation, and it doesn't build the meshes, and they just. It seems to happen to me every time I do this now. Like I feel like you've been like redoing it every day for me now. Because every time I put something in this little diamond in the beginning, it's like, oh, you added an item, rebuilding level, and I'm like, okay. Oh man. Okay, so we've got that stuff how we want it. Um, so we're gonna do one more thing here. We're going to. So now we have a smoke bomb that does poison. Looks pretty good. I like it. Um, yeah, specifically with projectiles. I think it's because there's not. It's something to do with. I think if they block a projectile, it doesn't play the sound, or it doesn't know what to do about a sound. I think the sound in the character doesn't get set or something. We'll have to look and see. Nice thing is it's not interfering with gameplay or anything, so it's not really a big problem right now. Yeah, Unreal loves to just tell me that it needs to build levels. Like, I'll load into this thing and I'll be like, and I'll open the character's blueprint and the game will be like, building level, and I'm like, I'm not even in here yet. Like, oh man, it's great. Okay, so that's all set up. The next thing, I believe, let's go look at this vortex and see what I can do about a water vortex thing. Because there's already a thing for it. Ability player vortex. The only drawback I think is that I don't know how I would do. I can definitely spawn a projectile like with the vortex physical and have it like slowly drift towards the player, for example. What do you think? Have spawn a water cyclone that moves towards the player slowly, maybe on cast. Let me see. Hey, welcome back. Attempt to cast our ability. Here we go. Event graph for the whole caboodle. Ability player. Oh, I don't need the bomb anymore. Let's save this off and drop it down. Let's see. Teleport trap. Summon Hydro Ball Inferno. Which one was that one again? Yeah, water vortex. Yeah, an effect you had in mind. Let me see. Let me. Okay, let me drop Inferno and go see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, let's start. Yeah, let's look at the water effects first. Because I could also make it where like. Oh, yeah, because looking for water effects is going to be a great idea. I could make a spell where it creates like a swirling vortex of water at the player's feet, and then after a few seconds, like a couple seconds, it creates like the vortex thing right there. And if you don't get out of the way in time, you get hit by it. So it would give the player like a small visual cue and a small audio cue to get out of the effect range before it bursts. That'd be a pretty cool effect. What do you think? Let's go see what we got. Man, it's all of a sudden it feels like it wants to slow down. It's like it's trying to load all the images for all the little textures and particle effects, and it's just like, trying to get them all up. Let's just grab where one of them lives and see if we can just find them all off of that. So let's take this. Show me in folder view where you live. Cool. So this is all particles. So I'll give this a second. Let this catch up. Frost cloud? That's neat. Frost cloud would be cool too as an effect like that. Like have a frost cloud overhead for a second and then like an ice spike come out, like an ice trap. Oh yeah, there is ice traps. That'd be cool to have the frost cloud like sort of indicate that the trap was going to spring underneath you and you had to move. Steam trap, water splash, splash drop. Let's see what these all look like. Yeah. We don't want to use any ice effects. Yeah, that's fair. Gotta use water effects. Am I compiling shaders or am I not seeing... Why is my background not back for this one? Wouldn't it make it easier to see what's going on? Why am I not seeing what's going on here? Oh, that's like actually for water. Duh, never mind. That's like for like splashing on water. Okay, so let's go back to content. Let's look in some of these guys. Particles. Nothing watery here that I see. 07. I think it was like a ripply water effect, and I just wasn't seeing it from the right angle to actually see it happen. Aqua. Oh, of course, Aqua. Why didn't I think to look for that name? Alright, let's look at some of these Aqua effects. Fish can do ice attacks, who cares? What if the fish were actually the last airbender and they had learned how to do all of it? I guess that's probably a copyright thing, huh? Probably can't just go drag our favorite franchises into things, huh? On you, shaders. Compile at your leisure. Hey, there's some of them. They're starting to come together. We've almost got a complete particle effect. We're so close. Just make them fit. They're like fish X-Men. They just do what they please. It's their call. They just can do whatever. Okay, I like this one. I wonder if I could chain this one, and then when it's done playing, have the water burst back out of the ground. So like the water going into the ground like that won't hurt you, but it's an indicator that you need to not be there when the next part happens, which would probably be like this tornado thing. Let me look at all 5 of them and see what they look like. Ooh, that's cool. Does it follow like a pattern? Oh, it all jumps around in that little pattern. Okay, not super practical, but pretty. That's actually pretty useful, that it jumps from spot to spot like this. Because that could be useful for like, you could make that an attack where like the water was coming big in and out of the ground, like towards a player or something. Yeah, the fact that it makes a vortex is nice though. Yeah, because you'd get stuck getting hit by all the little bursts that come out of it. That's actually cool, because this one kind of has it built in already that it does like, goes into place and then bursts. So you could just make it so the back half of this hurt, so like this front part where it's coming together doesn't hurt, and then that does. You could do both of them actually. You could have them be separate attacks or different spells that we can put together. Ah, that also looks like it would hurt badly. Like it all comes together and then it... I like that a lot too. There's actually a few of these ones are pretty good. I kind of like this one the best because of how big the end part is. Yeah, I like this one a lot. This one's very good for this. Okay. So, Tornado 2. We're going to have to remember that. So we're going to have to go find ability and find ability AI. We're going to make a child of ability AI. Actually, you know what? Scratch the child part. It'll probably be faster if I just take something like Hydro Ball and move it over into a new thing. Tornado 2, appreciate that. That'll definitely help me find it in a second. Okay, so we'll start with a fresh dupe of Hydro Ball. We'll just call it Hydro Tornado because that'll be easy to come back to. Alright, let's crack it open and see what we find. Okay. I don't think... Yeah, I don't need to change the montage past yet. I don't need to do that right now. That would just be when they cast them, which is fine. It's already fine as it is. And it costs and stuff. So now that I have this, I would also need to make... Pretty sure I can leave most of this the same except for this part. So instead of spawning a Hydro Ball, we would want to spawn a newly created projectile or ability effect. Let's go find our projectiles and see if we can take, let's take the Hydro Ball and see what we can do with it. Duplicate it, and we'll call it Hydro Ball projectile. Nope, nothing like that. We'll call it Hydro Tornado Effect. Yeah, we've been very fortunate to have a very good supply of these effects. Definitely some cool stuff. Nice thing too is you can always get the Epic Store tends to always give things away every month that you can just add to your library and use as you see fit, which is awesome. So if even if you don't have a lot of money to spend on like a dev stuff, if you just bide your time and every month you check the store and see what's up, you can grab all kinds of kits for like, I've seen stuff from like combat systems, shop systems, like all kinds of things have come and gone on the free marketplace. It's actually really good. Yeah. Oh man, don't get me started on these ridiculous Kickstarters for games that had nothing like added to them at all. Oh boy. Literally slapped together a bunch of assets from the store and said, "Look at this game," and people were like, "Oh," because they didn't know any better. Like, oh man. Okay, so let's see what we're going to be doing in here. We're going to start here. We're going to make some changes to this guy. So we're going to completely delete the projectile movement because we're just going to have it spawn under the character's feet. It didn't like that. Oh, right. Well, I don't care about that. I don't need to set its velocity at all. Or if it's a homing projectile. Lifespan's fine. Collision mass, activate collision is fine. And, oh, so we got to come off the second one. Bang. And we don't care about that either. Let's try that again. Still mad about updating a homing projectile, but we're not doing a homing projectile, so I'm completely removing that function. What function is this? Homing target stuff, don't need. Is enemy on hit, apply hit impulse. Okay, so I still need that stuff. Event graph. They call it demo when people don't know better. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's like, there's a game that my friend just showed me the other day coming to the Stadia. So the game is I don't remember the name of the game, but it's coming to Stadia, and I think it's exclusive to Stadia, which is why it was making some headlines. And it literally looks like something I'd make for school, like really cheap models, really basic, like very basic textures on very basic actors and character models, and the animations are very simple. Like, and there's an oven, like a pizza oven, and it literally just does like a flop flop when you walk by it, and it clips through everything, and it doesn't care if it looks good. Like, the whole thing is really cheap feeling, but it's a game that you can build games in. So like you can go in and you can make a pizza restaurant game where you have to bake pizzas and wait for them to be done and then bring them up to the counter and give them to the person for points. Like you can make all these little cheesy college school game feeling games, like stuff you'd see come out of like a game jam or something. But it's like it literally is just the bare bones Unreal Engine, and they don't really work that hard to hide the fact that it's literally the basic Unreal Engine. Like, yeah, that's what's crazy is like Stadia had a whole ad with them where like Stadia like supported them and they were like, we're making this game on Stadia and it's coming only to Stadia, and it had like their branding and stuff on it, and I was like, this looks like, I'll have to see if I can find a trailer and show you guys or something, but like it looks like an extremely basic Unreal game. Like they replaced the base model with a dude, and then they made a bunch of squares for like ovens and different things, and like it seems like it's very basically put together. Um, and I guess it's like because you can build your own games in it, but I don't think they're gonna give you like blueprint access. I think they're just gonna have widgets that allow you to change some information in some blueprints, so you can set up like a score system or like certain light mechanics, like picking up and putting things down or opening and closing things. But it almost just sounds like they turned the Unreal Engine into like a dumbed down baby engine and then released it as a game that you can play by like without having to learn how to code or blueprint. It's bizarre. I'll find it later. I'll throw it in our Discord. But yeah, it's the weirdest thing. All right, so let's drag all these guys in closer. So we are still going to use the on hit to dictate what happens when the character gets caught in the explosion of the effect. So let's see. I will have to play with the collision a little bit. I'll have to make sure the collision doesn't turn on at first, because we're going to want the first VFX to play, then the collision to turn on for the second half. No, it was bizarre. It was the weirdest thing. Like at first it sounded cool, and then as soon as I started seeing footage of the game, I was like, this is like very base Unreal Engine. Like this is like this is just a new project where you plugged in some new models. Like, oh man, it was bizarre. Okay, let's go look at the update effects and see what it does here. This is the effect transform. So I don't need to be doing all this crazy stuff. So I'm going to have to make some modifications to that. But first, let's go to the viewport and get this set up how I want. So we're going to want a particle. Do we want to do the particle system here? No, we can't do it here. We just need this to be a flat thing like this then, because it needs to spawn under the player, play the effect. Okay. So I don't think I actually need a particle system on here either. Let's get rid of that for now. Compile it, see if I get any errors again. I probably will get errors regarding setting. No, I guess not. Collision handler. Great. I love it. Collision sphere. So I don't want a sphere for this. I want like a cylinder if I can get away with it. Let me see. Box capsule. Capsule might just be the way to go. Let me see what I can do with this. Let's replace you as the root and then get rid of this. Yeah, most likely that's unfortunately what probably happened, yes. Actually, why I need a scene component first because I just want a blank piece that I can manipulate everything else around, because it makes it a lot easier to change this kind of stuff if you do it this way. Okay, so that'll be this. Where is the center of our scene? It doesn't like that I put a scene there? Oh, because it's in here. Duh. Collision handler. Oops. Collision handler. This blueprint is not a scene component, therefore target must have a connection. Sure, there you go. No, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Like, I wait till you see it. I'll have to show you later. It's crazy. Let's see. So, back to our viewport. Okay. So we have our scene, we have our capsule. So our scene, our capsule, let's see. Capsule height, capsule radius. What else can I do? Can I make... No, this will just have to be it. That'll be it. We'll do the capsule. That's fine. Could get crazy with the shape of it, but I'm not going to do anything nuts right now. Naps aren't optional. Yeah, right. You definitely know what that's like. Alright, so let's see. Set sphere mesh as collision mesh in collision handler. What we're going to be doing is setting the collision handler. Let me go look at it real quick. On here, let's see. Yep. Okay. Fantastic. 15 trace radius, sure. But we're gonna make sure we set this as our mesh, right? Is that already... Yep. Interesting. Shouldn't have a trace because it's just the single object itself. It's not moving or anything. Peculiar. Hey, at least you can tell it's coming. That's good. Be a lot worse if you couldn't. Let's do that instead so that the capsule becomes... Get the socket names in the capsule, set collision mesh, activate collision. I guess we'll find out if that works. If not, then I know something went wrong with it. Speaking of which, we have to go to on hit. So let's see, event graph, on hit collision handler, on hit. So this kind of thing will all stay the same. We'll still do damage based on the damage type from the ability. Let's see. Play sound, spawn particle, apply hit. So I don't need... I guess I could leave those two there for now. Those shouldn't really matter. So then in the event graph, I'd have to actually change So begin play, I'm gonna get rid of the timer sequence actually, because we're gonna let it destroy itself when it's done every time, no matter what, not have to go on a timer. We'll put a lifespan 10 seconds as a backup in case something goes wrong and it doesn't actually destroy itself. Oh, you know what? I don't think I had... That's right, I have alerts set, but I don't know how the alerts work. I'd have to look and see because how the alerts work for this iteration of Twitch versus like the other one. I'll have to take a look. We'll see, we'll see. Hey, Henry, what's up? Yeah, very interesting. Thank you. It's the bread and butter of game design for the Unreal Engine anyway. This crazy blueprint looking stuff. All right, so in event beam play, we're going to set the mesh as collision mesh in handler. And then we activate collision on it, so the capsule is collision is activated. So you know what? I need to wait until I need to start playing the first play the VFX first. So I'll need to spawn a particle. So we're going to spawn the emitter attached. The emitter that we want was the Aqua Tornado 2. We're going to attach it to the scene so that doesn't go anywhere. Don't need a point name. Shouldn't need this stuff because we should be able to do it right off of the location of it, but just in case, let's just to be safe, but I don't think we'll need it. Keep the offset, yes. Auto destroy, sure. Pulling method, auto activate, yeah, that all sounds fantastic. Compile it real quick. No, just to make space for stuff. So the way that these programming this stuff works, I should say, for lack of a better term. So you have all these little things called nodes, and what happens is you can place these on this grid here, and these white lines are the path that the logic will take. So when event begin play starts, so when this thing first exists, like it's made by the game, it'll run down this track. So it'll set the lifespan to whatever this says, so 10. So it'll find in the actor a lifespan function and set it for 10. So that means it should blow itself up after 10 seconds if nothing else has killed it by then. Spawn emitter attached right here. This will create that water effect that we saw. It'll create it on the thing we're making. So as soon as this starts, it'll set itself to blow up in 10 seconds, and then it'll start playing that water animation. Now what I need to do is I would need to somehow in the middle of the particle effect, I'd have to make sure it was only active for the last half of it or something. Or I could just have it be active the whole time, but it's going to hit the player pretty much every time if I do that, and that wouldn't be very fair now, would it? Let's see. Is there a sort of... Nope, not there. Nope. So if we spawn the emitter starts playing the visual effect. I could just time it by hand, but that is a little messy because then I can't reuse it for other effects, really. Let me go find that tornado effect again. Aqua Tornado 2. Let's crack this guy open again. I could theoretically just have it delay 3 seconds and then go off. For now, I think that's what I'm going to do. And we will look into a more nuanced resolution for this later, so I can make it actually, hopefully, work better for future spells that use a similar system. So we'll spawn the emitter, we'll wait 3 seconds, that'll give the emitter time to do the opening part of the animation. Then, once it's reached that point, then we'll set the mesh collision, and then on hit we'll do the damage and stuff. Don't need any of this stuff. Now I just want to look at the other one real quick that I had, the Hydro Ball, and just make sure that I didn't somehow botch its ability to set the collision. Because I did tweak it a little bit, and I just want to make sure it's not going to wreck anything. Oh, that's the... Okay, so I need the Hydro Ball projectile. Let's see. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I didn't... Because I've never changed the mesh in the way that I did. And then it yelled at me, but then it took it back. But I still feel like it was doing something weird. Collision sphere into the socket names and into the weapon mesh. Okay. So the capsule needs to go both into there and into the weapon mesh. That might have been a problem if I had not just caught it. It goes into both. That goes only into target. So sphere goes here. Handler goes there. Handler there. Capsule here. So it looks like it should be fine now. So let's see. The Hydro Tornado. It is of Eminence type. There's no past in montage. There's a mana cost. There's a stamina cost. There's the ability montages, which are fine. Everything else looks good. I just need to change what it does here, because right now it spawns this, and the effect transform is currently right off the edge of the thing the player's, the staff or whatever they're casting from. So what I instead need to do is change this update effect. So instead of doing all this nonsense, I just need to get the character's location, our character's location at the time. So let's see. What do we have for variables in here? Montage and left-hand socket, but we're a child, so we have access to the parents. Ability component, update socket, consume mana, stop timer, get owner, get target. That's what I'm looking for. So as long as I have that ability to get target, I should be able to basically destroy all of this and have this literally just be a very short thing. Get target, get actor location. I may have to do a little bit of wizardry to make it actually get spawn at their feet, but I guess we'll find out in a second. I might have to like trace to the ground or something. Let's see. Get actor location. Let's make transform off of that. Yeah, most likely this is going to spawn. Actually, I wonder if I can get the... I need to look at the character for a second. I wonder if I can cheat and grab the character's foot. No, that wouldn't be a very valid way to do it. Definitely have to trace down to the ground at their feet. Let me see something real quick. The only drawback to making this stuff like semi from scratch and semi from piecing together what already exists and works is I occasionally hit situations like this where I'm not exactly sure how to proceed. So what we'd have to do here is look and see if there's... No, there wouldn't be anything for that. So we've got our mesh. We've got the character's capsule, which is inherited. Okay, so that doesn't really do much for what I need here. So what I could do is for this part when we spawn the effect transform. Right now we're going to be making it right where the player is standing. But I'm going to want to trace to the ground. So I need to do like a line trace. By channel for objects. I think I can line trace for objects and see if I can line trace for the actual ground itself. Fortunately, line tracing isn't something I haven't really had to work with since I did a school project, so it's been a little while. So line trace, we're going to start at the actor's location. And we're going to want to trace straight down. So we'll take this and we'll do a little math. So we'll do vector minus vector. And if I know what I'm doing and it's on the z-axis, we'll do minus 1000z. So this should create a line trace that starts where we get the character's location and then point straight down 1000. Better make it 2000 to be safe. And what'll happen is it'll shoot straight down from the character. It'll make like a line to trace straight down from the character. We're going to be, for object type, we're going to have to make an array. We're going to be looking for the ground, which I'm hoping is an object type that I can pick. Or I'll have to have it look specifically for like the landscape. Physics, body, vehicle, destructible, interactable. Pretty sure world static or world dynamic. I think world static is the ground. That should be sufficient for that. And for actors to ignore, we're going to plug our target into it so that it ignores our player character. Obviously, our player character isn't a world static, but just to keep it from screwing up, I guess. Yeah, I don't need the debug. We're going to ignore self anyway, which is fine. Trace, yep, fantastic. Awesome, love it all. Okay, so let's try this. So we're going to trace to the ground. So I don't need this anymore. We're going to take the hit and we're going to break it, because I'm going to need some information from the break, specifically the impact point. Or do I want the location? No, I'm going to want the impact point. And then we'll make a transform off of that impact point, which I can't spell transform. Yay, math, yeah, right. Alright, so we've got our impact transform, so let's bring this up here. Hopefully, if I've done this correctly, it should get the player's location, create a line from the player straight down into the ground until it hits the ground, and when it touches the ground, at that exact point of impact is where we're going to spawn this thing. Yeah, impact point, you know, you're right. I think impact point is the way to go here, because it gives me the actual exact. So impact point gives me the exact space that the line trace collided with, whereas location gives me like where that ground. It's complicated, but like if the ground's been changed or deformed, the impact point would give me the precise point, whereas the location would give me where the ground would be sitting if it wasn't malformed. So the impact point should be the way to go. So we update the effect transform to be what we want. And then I just need to change this, so instead of being the hydro ball, that it's a hydro tornado effect. Let's compile it because it's going to yell at me because I changed things probably. Cool. The damage doesn't matter right now. Owner doesn't matter. Speed is fine. Shouldn't even really need a speed, but sure. It's not going to have a movement component, so I guess I won't care when it gets in there. Fantastic. Great, great, great. Sure. Always spawn. Ignore collisions. Yeah, that's fine, because it won't matter if it's in things or whatever. Stop timer, consume mana. Alright, so let's see. I don't need the ball anymore. Hydro tornado effect. So the tornado... Oh, yeah. That shouldn't matter. Now, the only thing I think I need to make now is I think I need to make an actual spell. Yeah, so we're ignoring, when it spawns, it's ignoring if there's, like if I'm right next to a tree when it makes the visual effect, it won't care that the tree is in the way, it'll just still put it there, which is fine. Let's see. So we need to make an ability here. No, I need an item. No, I don't need a spell for enemy abilities. I think I just need the ability. Let me see. Ability AI Hydro Ball. Yep. Has the montages, crosshairs, damage, sockets, indicator. All fun stuff. Transform, montage counter. Let me look up Hydro Ball, make sure I didn't have to do anything else before I try and slap it on the mage. The projectile, the AI Hydro Ball. Ah, I did. I had to make a spell. Let's duplicate you and call you Hydro Tornado. Actually, I don't think I had to do that. I think that was just for the character. Well, that's fine. We'll eventually make this a character spell too, probably. That's fine. I'll leave it alone for now. So let's go find our mage AI, see where he's living. Here he is. And let's go tweak one of his trees, his behavior tree, once he actually opens for me. We'll mess with his behavior tree, and we'll work in the hydro tornado thing. Yep, mage AI, perfect. So the different attacks he can do right now are... I turned off everything except for this loop, which goes into Fireball for now. But what I will do is I will replace this with AI ability Hydro Tornado. Let's rename this Hydro Ball. And then let's rename this one Hydro Tornado. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll put this to here. We'll change the chance on this to 50. So there's a 50-50 chance of him either doing the Hydro Ball or the Tornado. Alright, so let's drop all this stuff for now. File, save all. Probably a bajillion things that can go wrong with this. So if it does not function as I intended, I would not be surprised. But we'll have laid a lot of the groundwork, and we'll just have some bug fixing and tweaking to do to make it happen. So let's find our base, our BP Mage AI, and we're going to drop them. There we go. I was like, not literally in the middle of the level, because that wouldn't help us very much. And I don't really care what weapons I have to fight him, because I'm just hoping he'll attack me with the spell, and I'll see if it hurts and if it works and all that fun stuff. Hopefully, ideally, what I'm looking for here is that 50-50 is just so that he doesn't constantly do the attack over and over, because I'd like to be able to see him run around and do different things. Ideally, what I'd like to see is when he starts casting the spell, he can't move, but he can teleport. And I don't know, so he'll just suddenly be somewhere else, and I'll have to like reorient to see where he is. And if he's shooting water blasts at me and I get hit from a direction, I'll know to reorient in that direction to see if I can watch him do the cast. So what we're looking for ideally is when he casts the water vortex, the initial vortex, like I don't take any damage at first while the water is pouring in to the center, and then when the collision activates, it hits me. So hopefully the visual effect plays at my position, which means that the trace worked, and hopefully the damage doesn't happen immediately, which means that the collision activation is working. But then the damage does happen when it blows up so that I know the collision's turning on. So let's give this a shot. And that's assuming I don't just get a random error that makes it stop or yell at me or something. Okay, well there's the hydro balls. Okay, for 50-50, you sure like doing that one. Was that him trying to do it? I can't tell. He's just going to nuke me with those over and over. Okay, let's drop that from his... So I think something's going wrong with the tornado then. Because the fact that he was doing this forever... yeah, he does 4 Hydro Balls when he successfully picks Hydro Ball. Let's break this link here. And just go to Hydro Tornado. And see how that looks. Actually, you know, I kind of like the idea of having that in there if it'll let me. Yeah. Just so he's not doing it forever. Let's make this only 3 seconds, though. Total spammer. Yeah, he's just over there, like, going off, and I'm like, really, dude? Okay, let's try this again. Now, if he doesn't really do anything, then that means that there is something broken about the tornado. Yeah, he's definitely attempting to cast the tornado at me. And I'm getting a sound effect, but I'm not getting... Wait. What? Excuse me? Hang on a second. What? What? Who taught you how to do explosions? You didn't have that in your behavior tree. Can you explain to me where you learned how to do that? Oh, I didn't even see that he has a close combat tree. Okay, good to know. Dude has a close combat tree. Very good to know. Okay, great. Yeah, I didn't... Oh, you missed what happened? Oh, it was here. I'll go back in and show you. It was great. See this sequence here where he has the teleport and then the trap and then the inferno? I forgot that that existed. So when you stand far away from him, he has close combat and far attack combat, which is actually convenient because close and far away are what you want the gunner to do as well. So I can literally do exactly what they have set up, where if you're close or if you're far, he does 2 different things. So from a distance, he's programmed to only try and do the water vortex, which, as you can see, something's not working about it. So I'll have to see why it's not. I'll have to breakpoint it and see why it's not firing off. But I forgot that when you get close, he has a separate combat tree for close range, which includes teleporting and like the trap and the inferno, which both still work. So when I got close to him, he did that, which I avoided, and then he did that, which I did not avoid. Yeah. Kind of fatal. Allie, if you would like, it might not be a bad idea to, if you're on the Twitch, it might not be a bad idea to jump back a few minutes and catch the highlight of me getting blown up the first time, where I had like the holy shit reaction, because that was pretty good. That'd be a good clip. Good blooper for all the socials and everything. Let's see. So I need to start looking at the I need to start breakpointing, starting with like the tornado stuff, because he's clearly trying to cast it, but it is not working. So he is doing this AI ability, but something in here is not letting it actually happen. Let me actually open up the AI for Hydro Ball too, just so that I can see if there's anything that I noticed that stands out as why, like what I might have changed the first time and I didn't realize I changed this time. So let's see. On effect, spawn homing projectile. Let me just make sure I have this all wired. Update effect, spawn, stop timer, consume. Okay, so let's just mark this. And if he does, I'm going to move this off screen for you guys, just so that I can keep an eye on it while... Take it easy, thanks for lurking. Actually, I'm going to have to move it back over because it covers up the chat and then I can't see the chat and that kind of doesn't help either. It'll pop up anyway. If it does get to the event effect part, which it looks like it is, because it looks like he's playing the montage to cast, it should tell me. Oh, I'm too close. No. Okay, good. I was too close. That wasn't good. Okay, so let's frame skip. We're updating the effect. So let's frame skip again. Update, frame skip. We do our line trace, so we get our target. Let's make sure this is doing what I want to. So let me check the return node on this. Resume. AI character. Base AI controller. But it is hitting this one, so it is returning a valid target. So let's knock this off and then frame skip back in. So that's our character's location. Okay, so let's frame skip one more time and see if we're actually getting a hit. Impact point 000, location, return value 000. So something with the line trace isn't doing what I want. So he probably is spawning the water vortex, but it looks like he's spawning it at 000s, which is God knows where. Okay, so I need to look at the line trace again and see... Did I just have my axes wrong? Z is the vertical, yes. Yeah. So a line trace off the vertical going down 2000 should be hitting the ground. You know, just for ha-has, I'm going to skip right through to this, and we'll come back to the line trace. This will show me if it's actually doing the effect right, but it'll probably cast it like somewhere in my waist, maybe. So we'll take a look and see if that's what's happening. It might just be casting. If it works, it's a good chance that he'll just cast the effect at like waist level, and I'll have to go back and make the line trace happen. But at least if it's going off my location, I'll at least see it happening like on or near me, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to uncheck that because clearly this part's working at least. And I'm going to drag this off so I can hit resume without having to look away from the screen. No, so he's still not getting me at the right location or something. So let's see. Let's mark that spawn again and see if I can check it. Okay, so we're gonna spawn. We're gonna hit frame skip. Oh, actually, I need this one because I need to watch the update effect to see where it sets the update effect. Resume. Okay, so we're procced the. Okay, so it actually looks like it's something wrong with maybe something with get target is wrong. Or something, because it's got my actor location there. It makes the transform. No, it's putting the correct transform. Okay. Frame skip out of here. Frame skip. So spawn AE Hydro Tornado. Let's go look at the. Let's go look at the Hydro Tornado effect. Hydro Tornado effect. And let's. So begin play, yep. We frame skip. We set lifespan, we spawn the emitter attached. At location. 51,000, 40,000, 198. That should be like where we are. I mean, I guess I can check real quick. When I check here to see the update effect transform. Let's try that again and let it go from here. I'm in the wrong. That's the wrong one anyway. That's why. Let's see. I don't need this open. I need this one. I need to see what it's setting our effect transform at. 51,790, 40989, 198. It sounds like it's spawning where our player is standing. So the combat damage probably isn't happening correctly, the collision part at least. But that part aside, I think I understand why I'm not seeing the emitter. I think the emitter needs to be activated. No, it sets to auto-activate. So it sets to auto-activate. Why doesn't it show me it? Let's go from here. Oh, let me see if I can... Okay. Oh, now I don't want to be close to him because he gets really mad when you're close to him. Okay, so he's already trying one. Let's drop this and hit resume. Spawn emitter attached to the scene component. What if I break this link? Okay, maybe it won't care because I attached it to the scene. I guess we'll find out. Actually, you know what? Let me go to the viewport. Let me drag this in so you guys can see what I'm doing here. We're going to make a... Let's bring in another scene component and put it at the bottom of the capsule, just about. And we'll rename it, and we'll call it spawn location, so I know where the ground is on it. And what we'll do is we'll use this for this. Location. That's not what I wanted at all. Get location. Nah, but I want to leave that unwired because I'm not sure if that was interfering with it. Let's find out. Okay, so he's trying to do the attack. Spawn the emitter gets called. Okay, we're in a good spot. I was emitted, but I wasn't damaged, so something's still not happening with the collision. But he's attacking me at least, and I can still get out of the attack in time, which is the intended goal, that I can get out of the way before it blows up. I might want to speed that up just a little, actually, because it's kind of... you might have a little too much time to get out of it like that. Who am I? Not worried about difficulty right now. Yes, it looks very pretty, but now I need to figure out why the collision isn't happy with me. I'll drag this back in so we can see what I'm doing. So, something to do with the way the collision handler works. It's not happy about... Let me look at the hydro ball again. AI hydro ball. Okay. Oh, I need the projectile is what I need. This one. It's almost like there's a setting that tells it what to use or something, and it's not set, maybe? Trace radius. Yep. No parent socket. Mesh is fine. Because this collision sphere doesn't have any sort of... It doesn't have any of the triggers here for when it gets hit or anything. Visible, hidden in game. But what it is it's being set as the... Oh, it's an actual piece of... Oh, that's right. It's an actual static mesh. That's the problem. I need an actual static mesh, I believe, in place of... So I think I need to... Okay, I think I see what might be happening here. I think the capsule needs to go away, and I think the cylinder needs to be there, because it needs an actual mesh to set as the collision mesh. And what I had wasn't a mesh, it was just a collision thing itself. So what I need to do is that cylinder needs to come in here and become this, and become the weapon mesh. Now, I can go back and fine-tune that guy to not be... Yeah, it's going to be ugly, I'm sure, and weird sitting. I need it hidden in-game so that we don't see the giant cylinder spawn on us. And I kind of want to see... I'm going to add the particle effect to it, just for now, so that I can see how big this is compared to the particle effect itself. So I believe that was Tornado 2. Because I'm going to want to make sure that attach it not to the cylinder. So if I scale the cylinder down, you don't have to see the... Okay, so let's make the cylinder the normal size that it was. So I'm still going to want it to be sort of bigger all around. So let's see, cylinder. Peculiar. I could have sworn there was like... I'll just have to use the scaling stuff for this, I guess. If I scale, is it scale from... Nope, of course not. That would be too easy. Because I want it to stay where it is on the bottom, because it looks like it's pretty good flat-wise. That's a little off. So we'll move it up just a little more. Okay, that's pretty good. Then what we'll do is we'll unlock the scaling. Actually, we'll lock the scaling still, and we'll do like the... Let's do like 1.5. Bring it back up so it's going well with that. that looks pretty good. And how are we on height? I think that's pretty good for height and everything. I think that'll be fine. So now that we have an actual shape here, hopefully what should happen is the collision should be set to be an active collision 3 seconds into the animation, which would mean that at first you can get out while the water's coming down. Well, the best thing to do is just try it. At the very least, everything's working except the collision part. I can't move. I think you trapped me in it. I think I need to go look at that real quick because I'm pretty sure what happened there was the collision turned on for the cylinder and I got stuck in it, and then I don't think the projectile has any way to delete itself because I didn't set it to do that. So what I'll have to do is where do I want to put it? I'd probably want to put it at the end of on hit or something. Or I can probably change this to be like, because it's 3, so probably like maybe 6 seconds. Let's find out. I think the problem is that the collision, the cylinder, I think, does not overlap. I need it to overlap everything, and I don't need to be able to stand on it. By making it so that it blocked me, I think I got stuck in it. Oh, it looks like they have no collision in general. That's fine. Yes, you can step on fireballs. No, that can go away. Stepping on fireballs would be a bizarre bug. That means like if you fell on a fireball from above, you'd be able to jump off of it, which would be hilarious. All right, good save there. Let's see if I can break the game some more, huh? Okay, so I'm still not being hit by it though. So I'll have to go look and see if the hit collision thing is doing what I want. Oh, wrong one. Could it just be that maybe there's no sockets set for this, so it doesn't know what to do with it? I don't have any missing settings here, do I? The collision sphere, get all socket names, turns them into sockets, sets the weapon mesh as the sphere, and then turns on collision. I wonder if it's because I'm overlapping it already when collision starts. Projectile movement I don't care about. Collision handler I have, yes. Oh, I can actually get rid of this. That's probably just causing more problems than anything. So it's doing the same thing. It's setting the collision mesh in handler. I think what's happening is the collision handler is never really getting hit. Is there an overlap for it? Because it's definitely overlapping, but not getting hit. Hmm. I don't think it does anything like overlap. No, it does not. So what's probably happening is because we're inside the cylinder already, when it goes off, it's probably not counting it as a hit. Because activate collision should be setting the collision of it. Let's see, actors hit. Collision active, yes. Calling collision activated. So it might just be because we're already inside the cylinder when it spawns. I did not code everything. A lot of this stuff was either we got it from the Epic Marketplace, some of the blueprints, or they came out of our previous project. But a lot of the stuff I've either reworked or done from scratch, yes. It's actually not too bad. Like I could do this all day, honestly, and a lot of days I do. Doing this visual scripting with these nodes and these lines like this is significantly easier to comprehend visually than, traditional programming with like the lines of code and everything. So I feel like I could pretty confidently teach somebody how to program a game like this very quickly compared to like having them learn Java, C++, Python, anything like that. So what if we don't do the collision handler? What if we just do it our own way? Let's get rid of the handler, and we'll drop the changes that it's going to look for in a second, which I'm sure it's going to be mad about. Yep. Go away. And then we'll change this on-hit collision handler to something else. We'll do an overlap instead. So what we'll do is we'll wait 3 seconds. I'm in the wrong thing entirely. Okay. This needs to just stop changing and go away. Save it. Kill it. Here we go. So let's drop the collision handler entirely. And let's drop you guys and bring you up. So what we'll do is we'll wait 3 seconds. And then get all over. Well, do I have cylinder overlap? Let me see. Give me the cylinder. Get all. Maybe it's not all. Maybe it's just overlapping actors. There we go. Get overlapping actors. So what we'll do for class is we'll pick pawn, if I can, which I can. Yay, there it is. So we'll get all pawns that are overlapping the cylinder. We'll cast to the combat character. All we really want is the combat character. Or characters, I guess. So what we'll do is we'll, for each, cast to character and on hit. So the nice thing is I inadvertently sort of this will accidentally cause me to what do I call it? I'm unintentionally setting up multiplayer stuff ahead of time. Let's go look at that projectile again. On hit has a hit result, and it takes the hit result in. Okay. So I'd have to actually, if I want like a hit result, I have to trace. Well, I guess I can try and do that. Maybe? Let me see. Line trace, sphere trace. Capsule overlap actors, draw debug. Well, let's actually go look and see what the hit data requires, because I might be able to just make it work with the way I had it. Without a set of hit data, let me see. On hit requires what from the hit data? Location, normal, actor, component, bone name. Well, what do I use bone name for? To see if it was a headshot, which I don't do anymore. Not with this anyway. Okay, so the headshot part can go away. Hit actor, hit component, hit normal, hit location. Let's see if we can't put that together. Let's make a hit data. We'll pass in whatever we can. So for each character that overlaps, let's get the actor location, and we'll plug that in for the hit. The damage causer would be self, I guess. Damage doesn't matter right now. Can be parried. No. Can be blocked. Yes. Can receive impact. Yes. Damage type. None of those. Weapon would be Eminence, I believe. Not a matching structure, huh? Well then, let's see if I can make a variable out of this. And if so, maybe I can set that. Let's see what it gives me. No values, huh? Make hit result. That's what I'm looking for. Get actor location. So our location will be here. We won't have an exact impact point, but we don't really need it, I don't believe. The hit actor is going to be the person we hit. I don't think I need the hit component or bone name technically. Let's go see what I'm missing, if anything. I've got the actor, I've got the location. Let's go see. Location, normal, hit actor, hit component. Which of those do I actually really use, though? Location, location. Normal applies the impulse. Okay. Well, then I can probably just put the character's location for the normal as well. On hit. Hit component, and it is used actor, actor, hit particle, hit component for the, okay, same thing. It's used for the impulse. So let's maybe get the mesh of the character. And that should suffice as a component to apply the impulse to. I might have tricked the hit into working. I guess we'll find out. Trying to trick the hit system into working from scratch seems to be messy. That was the first one just for good luck. Didn't seem to trigger anything. So let's go see if we're actually getting a hit result here. Of course not, because I didn't wire it in. It's not actually wired in at all. So of course it's not going to do anything. This whole section I added wasn't attached. That's what I'm talking about. Key effective programming technique. Creating a whole bunch of script and then not having it run. I mean, who needs the script to actually run, though? As long as it looks like it's going to run well. Okay. it took a hit there. Nope. So let's see. Let's go to the on hit and see if it actually calls. It does not. So let's go to the delay and see if that calls. Okay, the delay calls. Frame skip. Oh, duh. I think I know what's going to go wrong there. We can't get overlapping actors if the cylinder doesn't allow overlapping. And I turned it off because that's the setting that we had before. Overlap all. That may have been all that was wrong with it. Let's go find out. Pretty hard for it to check overlapping actors when it doesn't overlap anything. Okay, the delay triggered. Great. I'm going to move this over here so I can see what I'm doing. I don't think it hit me that time either still. Well, it played the on hit, so let's frame skip into the on hit and see if maybe it's just not calculating damage or something. Resume, it goes to can be hit, and it goes to true, which is a good sign. Let's go to the next branch. Is an enemy hit? Yes, great. Let's go to take damage. Resume. It's not making it to take damage. So let's go see why it didn't make it to take damage. Okay. Interesting. Do I have... I do have a separate projectile for the enemy. 1 second, folks. I just need to take something out of this and put it over there. So here, on my current tornado effect is what was going wrong. It was casting here the hit actor as the AI and the player character as us, obviously. The hit actor was not an AI, it was us, because this was built off of the hydro ball for the player to shoot at enemies. And what I need to do is I need to basically take this entire damage comment block and surgically insert it into the tornado effect. So I basically need to clip out entirely this and then bring in the correct one that has the player and AI swapped. So if true, first it'll check to see if the hit actor was a player, and if it was, it'll grab all the defensive stats and plug them into the get damage. Then it'll check to make sure that the owner was a base AI, which it was. It'll get their stuff, it'll plug it in. I think I need to check those two. I think those two are backward. Nope, no, they're right. Okay, because I copied it over. And then get damage plugs directly. Take damage plugs into the branch. Boom plugs into failed, and then a result plugs into result. So result plugs there. This plugs here and checks against failed. And this plugs here. And we'll just put a breakpoint there so we know. And we'll give this another try. I have it set for breakpoint at take damage, so if I do take damage, it should yell at me that I'm taking damage. Okay, good sign is that it fired to take damage, but I don't think I actually took any. That still could be a good sign. That just might mean that, his stats aren't high enough to hurt me, or my stats are too high to take damage. Nope, I did take damage. Okay, let me unmark that and hit resume. It doesn't seem to be correctly stunning me though, which is bizarre. me check the result. True, so I took damage, yes. Resume. Yeah, it doesn't make it to stun though. That's bizarre. Let me just see something real quick, because it's not actually making it over to where it has to stun me. Oh, okay. That's my bad. It wasn't applying stun because I guess I didn't tell it to. Probably in the hit or something. Let me see. Local variables, projectiles. Apply stun is marked as true. Very peculiar that it isn't stunning then if it's marked as true. Let me see. File save all. Don't need this, don't need this. Let's run this again and see if I get stunned. Glad to see that I'm taking damage from it and everything, but getting stunned by it would definitely be important. Yeah, apply stun says false, but it's true in the project. Yeah, and then it doesn't try to apply the stun. That's really bizarre. That's really bizarre, because apply stun says right there to do it. Let me see, let's find references to this and see if it changes it anywhere. Nope, just right there. It's just set. Apply stun is true. Maybe it just doesn't like me or something. I'm going to shorten the delay a little bit, see if I can get it to line up better with the animation going off. Let's try it again. Oops, I don't... There we go. No, it's our character. Our character taking like a hit. So see in here, apply stun is listed as false. But apply stun's marked true. It just isn't doing it. Maybe it was just that, I guess? Let's find out. Maybe that's all it was. Maybe that needed to be set. Let's see. Uh-oh. Too close. Crap. No! Not how it's supposed to go. Man. Got too close to him. Got blown up. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I was too far out of it for that one. Apply stun. False. which I'm pretty sure is where it makes our character get hurt. So, like, we're taking our damage, but I'm fully able to move around. I'm not getting actually hit by it. I also might want to change the size of the... I might have to change the timing too, because it looks like it's still off from what I want. Let me see. Let's go look at the event graph. Let's cut the delay back to like 2. Alright, let's save that off. Let's see. Let's see if I get the hit effect at a better timing. Still something peculiar about it. Can't quite place what it is. Oh, you know what? Well, there's that, and so it destroys itself at the end of the... Oh, you know what? Let's get rid of the 2 destroys, because it's doing that on its own anyway. Let's try this again. Perfect. I do feel like it's a little slow. Like, I'm not sure how to phrase it, but like, I feel like you have plenty of time to get out of it. Which I guess is a good thing, because I'm sure if the enemy's moving around fighting at normal and stuff. I just worry if it's a little too easy for the type of tone that we're trying to set with the game. Let's see. Sound, particle, impulse. It's so weird that that gets set. It's clearly true here, so it's bizarre that it becomes false by the time it actually reads it. That's weird. No parent, so the parent's not overwriting it or anything. Apply stuns right there. If I just take it off, maybe it'll be backward. I don't know. I don't see why it would. Let's find out. That'd be not good if apply stun turned on didn't. No, it's still not. As far as I can tell. Yeah, it still reads as false. So if I change it to true, I compile it. I save it. I play from here. It still reads that Boolean as false. What is changing that? I'm gonna have to do a whole blueprint search, I guess. Something's changing apply stun. And I don't know what. Oh, right. Apply stun. Oh, wait. But that's set to true. So if that's set to true, that shouldn't be having an effect on it. Why don't I go into the Hydro Tornado effect, go into the event graph. Let's close this out for a second. Let's just do it the manual way. Because I want it to stun anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I change it. But this will tell me if it changes something during the... Before it gets to this thing and on hit, it'll yell at me and say, hey, it changed. Let me see. Because it really feels like something's changing it on me. Okay, it's working that time. Yeah, I'm taking hits from it that time, okay. Alright, so it looks like it's good. I only wonder if I should, okay, let me close those two out, and let me drag this guy back in. Yeah, looks like we're good. I just want to, I'm going to attach the particle one more time and see, because I didn't think to, if I should make it any wider, and I probably should. Let me see. Particle. If I can spell that. That was horrible. Particle. Particle system. Attached to the scene. That should be good enough. Particle system is going to be Tornado 2. What did it do? Yeah, so I think I had the height right, but I definitely think I had the width too thin. Oh yeah, let me see. Yeah, you know what? We can make this an actual dangerous thing by messing with that. So let's unlock these and do like 2 by 2. Ah, I can go bigger than that. 3 by 3. Wow, it's actually pretty good size. 5 by 5 maybe? Yeah, that's pretty much the width of the effect, huh? Or did the... Say the particle system didn't scale, did it? Looks like it did though. Let me see. There it looks fine. I could probably make the height bigger. Not that it should really matter. Oh, actually, that's gonna make it awkward. I'm gonna have to move it up again. Okay, that looks better. I think that's a little more akin to like the actual area of the water, so to speak. Actually, you know what I can do too, just for ha-has? I can turn off hidden game, and we'll get to see a nice big cylinder every time he does the attack, so we can see exactly the area of the effect. Cool. Oh, it should have destroyed itself by now. Okay. So I can probably change the timer a little bit so it doesn't stick around as long. Let's go look at that real quick. Oh, you know what? Because when I call the spawn, not here, but in the effect. The Hydro Tornado ability AI, when it spawns, it sets the lifetime for 7, and I think the lifetime I had now is like 5. I did have 7. I think 5 is sufficient. Let's see. Pop it down, and we'll give it another shot. Play from here. Obviously, the VFX is huge now. I'll have to see why that scaled up. Oh, because it attaches to the cylinder, doesn't it? Let me just try attaching it directly to the scene first. And if it gives me what I want, and if not, then I'll have to just scale it down manually, which will be fine. Now it doesn't even show the... Okay, so I definitely have to do it the way I had it for the attach. The spawn location is definitely the way to go. And then what we'll do is, for scale, we'll put something like 0.2 in each of these and see if that sets it to like a normal scale again. Because I've got the cylinder 5 times its normal size, so 0.2 might make it be... Oh, too close. I keep forgetting about that. So it looked like it was the normal size. It looks like maybe I don't need to scale it down. Maybe I just thought I did because like with the cylinder there it looks different. Let's see. We'll get this thing fine-tuned and then I'll call it a stream. I'm not really seeing the effect at all, which is interesting. Let's turn off the visible in game part again. Or turn on hidden in game rather. Drag it outside. Oops. We'll play from over here. My visual effect is just not happening anymore. What's up with that? How did I make that go away? How did I suddenly stop making it spawn? Okay, yep. That's so weird. Where did my visual effect go? I wonder if I accidentally made the scene invisible. No, the scene's normal. Bizarre. He's still doing it, but I'm not getting my visual. Okay, there's the spawn emitter attached. Oh, I know what's going on. I don't think the location thing is very pleasant. Didn't we have that problem? I think I left location blank and just had it attach, and that's all I needed to do. And I think having a location made it go haywire. Let's find out. Oh yeah. Although it is giant though, so I will have to scale it down. That's what I thought. Because it attaches to the cylinder, it keeps the scaling the cylinder had. So I'll have to offset that to be normal sized again. But it's putting it at my waist though. Oh, I bet the yeah, the spawn location's not all the way down anymore. Let's try it like that. It wasn't flush with the bottom of the cylinder or anything. So I think it's using the cylinder as like the ground base, and it wasn't spawning. It was attaching it to the thing, but the thing was in the middle of my waist. No, it's still like at waist level. Maybe the entire cylinder just has to come down a little bit. Good, but lower. Oh, duh, I can just set that to 0. Duh. I should have looked at numbers, I guess. The Z had a value in it, so I was like, oh, I should just set that to 0. Okay. And it catches me anywhere in the water surface. You know what I better do, though? I better turn on hidden in game. Better turn it off just one more time so I can see and make sure the cylinder's not too crazy compared to the water attack. That looks like it's pretty good though. I could maybe change the scaling on the water graphics a little bit. Let's try that. At this point I'm basically just making it look pretty anyway. As long as it functionally works, that's fine. I think that works. Let's go hide the cylinder. Save it. Close it. Cool. So we got that done. I think we're all set here. My chair's like been sinking this whole time a little bit. Pop into source control and get this thing locked away. Wasn't ever source control wants to actually finish loading up. Alright, what do we change here? Added hydro tornado attack and components for AI. Added Nisargan bombs. Poison smoke. Combat character, hydro, bomb, swamp, montage. I think that was it. Good enough. Easy to track what we did. Thank you. I'm glad both of those things resolved in a timely fashion. I hate leaving things unfinished, so I would have hated to have left the water vortex partially done and been like, But that's one more spell off our list for the AI, and a third throwing item. So we have the bombs, the rocks, and the knives that can be thrown. Not bad. So we got 3 throwing items now altogether over the course of today, because I got the system working like I wanted, and then we also got this water vortex spell for the enemies to use against us, which realistically wouldn't be hard to repurpose into an attack spell for us as well, if maybe like as a clan specific one or something. I'm not sure. I think we have ice as a clan. I don't know if we have water straight out. Nah, probably just leave it alone then. But we have one more way to kill things and one more way for things to kill us, so it seems pretty good. Oh yeah. Alright, so that's the end of that one for today. I will be back again tomorrow. We'll be doing another game development stream with me doing more programming work. So same time tomorrow. If you're on the East Coast, it's 9 o'clock. If you're on the West Coast, it's 6 o'clock p.m. We have... I'm not sure what tomorrow's stream will be about, but we will definitely be doing more, probably spells, or maybe the gunner, that guy that runs away from us. We'll probably get him set up to start shooting at us now and not being a coward. He might still be a coward, but he'll at least shoot at us. We'll see. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We've got... if you haven't checked it out on the Astral Clock Tower Studios website, we've got our devlog we put up every week. The most recent one went up a few days ago, and it is a long read, but a good read. Lots of good information in that one. Bunch of good videos, too, of the development process. Me and Tiff both had videos in there. Allie had some rig stuff. And if you haven't already checked it out, our social medias, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on Facebook. So if you're watching on one of those platforms, we are on their other platforms as well, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We have an Instagram page, we have a Twitter account, and we have TikTok as well. So we put up some short videos on there. So any form of social media that you're a fan of, that you're used to, we're on there. You can find us. Just look for Astral Clock Tower Studios or ACS. You'll definitely find us. And I'll be back around in about 21, 22 hours, something like that. And we'll do another stream for the game dev side. And we'll get some more stuff put together for you guys. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.